whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani kani move that body. Kani kani move that body.
E ngā uri o rātau mā, ngā tātai whakaheke o ngā wakahuri noa o tira, ngā tūpuna mātua, ngā kanohi ora o rātau mā. Tēnei te mihi a Taringa kia koutou katoa. Nau mai hoki mai, anei ki te punua pāho, e whakapāho atu nei, i raro i ngā manaakitanga a te wānanga o Aotearoa, i konei i te piki auahi piki taone bustling metropolis of Te Awamutu. Anei mātou tokotoru e mihi nei kia koutou, ko Hau, ko Praone, ana mātou ko te puaheiri, ko Erika.
Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā koutou katoa, tēnā koutou, kei te aha tātou, kei te pehea tātou.
Tēnā koutou.
Kei te aha.
Kei te aha, kei te pehea raini.
First off, te tikanga.
Ko te tikanga?
Ko te tikanga. Ko te iwi o te wiki tēnei. Engari, kua huri nā whakaaro, nā runga i ngā hoatanga o te wā, kia aro ke ai mātou, me ki tātou, ki te tikanga. So, this was meant to be iwi o te wiki, but we decided to change it up, change this week and go with Tikanga 101, and we'll get into that later as to why we're going to be talking about Tikanga 101. Hoi anō e mua I tērā, we all know ka timata ki tētahi kiwaha. No
Ki tētahi kiwaha.
Ka whiua ki a koe te puaheiri, kei a koe tā tātou kiwaha I tēnei ata.
Kiwaha. Kia ora tātou, ko tā tātou kiwaha, e kia nei ko te mate.
Mate.
E mate ana tātou ki te kōrero mō tēnei kaupapa.
And so,
Nui whakaharahara.
Ai.
what do you mean by that?
E mate ana tātou. We are, it's mate meaning having to.
Having to.
We have to.
We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Obliged
must.
to.
Obliged to.
Ai.
So for those, if you're learning about, if you're just learning te reo, sort of just take this as it goes, as it comes. Mate. E mate ana tātou. So, I karanga mai taku whai, nā pō, I mate au ki te haere ki tōna taha. So my mum rang me last night, and so I had to go to her.
Ai.
Yeah. I mate au ki te haere ki aia.
Yeah. I
I had to go, yeah.
I roto mehe taumata kiwaha, and I think we've spoken about this before, tahi ki te rima, ko nā kiwaha māma nei, ana kei te taumata tuatahi ko nā mea ahua ua ake pea, kei te taumata tua whā pea tēnei,
Ai.
Okay.
tua whā, kamutu mā te hunga mōhio ki te kōrero I te reo Māori,
Yeah.
ahua meki ko matatau haere roto I te reo.
Because I can definitely see how if someone used e mate ana to me, I'll be like, hey.
They're dying to be somewhere?
Yeah. Well, and I think ko te whakaro I muri I te kupu mate, I was, because mate, I roto I te whakaro, I roto I te reo Māori, ko te mate hoki he raru.
He raru, yeah.
Like, I nāia nei, ki te kiau ki a koe, e mate ana koe, you know, a lot of people take that literally and think, am I dying?
Yeah, you're
But
sick,
really,
are you dying?
sick?
Or
That's what
maybe
that
you're
mate
sick,
is.
problem.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, he mate,
Hea tō mate,
tō. Yeah.
hea
Yeah.
tō mate, what's your problem?
I remember my mum asking me that when I was little.
Yeah, hea tō mate. You're in a position where you're not, you don't get to choose. Pretty much you're obliged to.
You're obliged to, yeah. So, yeah, I guess it gives it a severity, not severity, but how important it becomes that you have to do something.
Ana.
Yeah.
And kia koutou e whakarongo mai ana, again going back to that kiwaha level, so our kiwaha mihi, kiwaha that you'd use to give a compliment to somebody, like kamutu pea, kia pai mai hoki.
Aye.
You know, those are standalone kiwaha that you can use, and a good entrance level kiwaha are cool. And whereas this kiwaha is you'd use when you've got more of a grasp of te reo Māori and you're actually speaking. I roto I te reo.
Yeah.
Nā he pēnā, e pai ki a koutou te hunga kei te kōrero ke koutou I te reo Māori. Ara o nā āhuatanga, I mate au ki te whakamārama ki aia. Maharau te tehi wā ko tīmoti, ana I te whakahoki māua ko taku hoa I aia. Ana ka mea ki au. E mate ana kōrua ki te whakahoki au ki te kāinga. Ka mea kāo. Kare māhua e mate ki te whakaoki aku. E waimari ana māua.
Waimari ana.
Me tana mene mai me te kia o tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe.
Yeah. He was saying to me in English, you have to take me home. You've been put out by having to put me home.
Yeah.
Take me home. And I said, no, actually, we're lucky to take you.
We're quite fortunate.
Yeah, we're fortunate too. Whai koera, e mate ana. Ana pēnei tēnei wā, e mate ana tātou ki te...
Rikuata?
Te ha. Ai.
E mate ana tātou ki te panoni I te putanga o tēnei.
Ai.
Yeah, nā runga I ngā āhuatanga o te wā.
Nā runga I ngā āhuatanga. So we've had to change our usual schedule to align with our current state of affairs.
Yeah.
Our international current state of affairs.
Ai. E mate ana e tehi ki te noho tūhaha.
Tūhaha.
So some have to self-isolate. E mate ana e tehi ki te noho mōriroriro. Mōriroriro.
It's a cool word.
Yeah, and there you go. I wouldn't have probably never used that word if it wasn't because of the current
With the
circumstances.
opportunity to
So pēnā no is to sit in isolation ko te mōriroriro. And motu, o te noho motu.
Noho motu, ai.
When you look at that word motu, island,
It's to
motu
cut
is
up things, eh?
Exactly,
Or to be
yeah.
cut, to be separated,
Cut from, severed from.
separate, free,
Yeah.
Kia ora.
Like motu's in a boiler.
Ana. Ana I te kaupapa tikanga 101, hard times, hard tikanga. Which in itself is a bit of a, I don't know, because tikanga shouldn't be hard.
Ai.
But I think that it's the decisions that may have been challenging and difficult that we've had to make
Ai.
regards to our tikanga at this current time with the COVID-19.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
Ma te urutā.
Ma te urutā.
Ana e kupu hou kia koutou, urutā.
Epidemic.
Pandemic. Me te huakito.
Yeah, huakito virus, eh?
Virus. Koea te huakito. And it's been interesting how te ao Māori has been adapting our tikanga to the times that we're in now.
Kia ora.
Like, koe nā te kōrero I tēnei rā, e pāna ki ngā tikanga o te wāne, e pāna ki tēnei ma te urutā. So that's our theme for today.
Kia ora, in saying that, how we talk about hard times, hard tikanga or hard decisions, I guess it shows more so the fluidity of our tikanga. Or, our understanding of tikanga is a more fluid way. Where in most times, well, if you look at the word tikanga, you look at the word tika, it's about, you can say it's about doing the right thing. And I suppose at the right time for the right reasons, which is, at the moment, is the health and the well-being of everyone.
Yeah.
So, and I guess if that's the overall, the common goal, then you move tikanga accordingly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good time to talk about it because a lot of people, we're seeing a lot of changes happening. A lot of marae are having their hui and talking about closing their doors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if we go back to how we've seen it sort of evolve over the past 3 weeks
Aye.
to align with the severity or intensity of COVID-19 and taking that into account, so te ora o te tangata, as well as the ngā tohu that are coming out from te kāwanatanga
Kia ora.
and te manatu hauora. That's what we've been basing, or I've seen, what iwi, what marae are basing the change of tikanga or tweaks
Kia ora.
to tikanga. So, 2-3 weeks ago, I tima tētahi ki te rāhui I te hariru,
Te hariru.
te hongi me te kihi. So it started off with putting a rāhui, and we've talked about rāhui Rāhui is a temporary ban on something.
On either place, activity, or
Ana. And we talked about this in our whakaari episode.
Ai.
And this is another way that we can look at rāhui, is putting a rāhui on our hariru. So hariru is actually a kupu mino.
Kupu mino.
Oh, is it?
Ai.
From how do you do?
How do you do, Governor? How do you do, Governor?
So the shaking of hands. Kihi, again, is a kupu mino. Our cousins in Hawaii and He Mikali and some rangahaui done over there, they've got a word for kiss, which I've been using, is hongi ngutu.
Hongi ngutu.
Yeah. So kihi or hongi ngutu, kissing, and hongi. Now, it's been really difficult.
Ai.
It was difficult for me, but I've actually got used to it in the past couple of weeks. But initially, it was really, really difficult because when we see somebody, we want to hug them.
Yeah.
You know, when we go to hui, we hariru, and pōwhiri, we kihi, we hongi.
Yeah.
So it's been a test. I don't know, how have you guys felt with that?
Yeah, I had this instance happen to me a couple of days ago. I went to go meet up with someone for hui in Taringa about an upcoming job, and because we don't actually know each other, but you know, when you first meet someone, you'd usually go in for the hug, kiss, hongi, whatever, and introduce yourself. And anyway, he just kind of walked up to me and was like, "Oh, Erica," and I was like, yeah. And then we automatically both went to go hug, and then we sort of stopped, and we're like, and then just sort of bowed, and we're like, tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. Yeah.
And then just to show the difference from then till now it's quite natural.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people it sort of relieves them of that social pressure to hariru, because not everyone...
Yeah, not really, everyone's comfortable with that, eh?
Their personal bubble is, you know, maybe a bit tighter for others. So, yeah, I can see that. But it has been... I think it's because it's a mutual thing. Everyone... And ko te whakaaro nui, ko te oranga o te tangata. So everyone is on the same idea that, oh, you know, we're helping each other out by not doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and as Prani was talking about, he has been through the pokai round, and it's understandable how much they would have had to get above habit from doing hariru. Where they had at the end of hariru line, they had hand sanitizer and everything.
Yep. Well, firstly, I'll talk about the edict that was issued by the king.
Kia ora.
So that was 2 weeks ago. So we had the Te Ara Pokai, or the round, last week. And the week before, he had said, no hongi, no kihi. We were still practicing hariru though, so shaking of hands. And apparently at the first pokai, people just naturally, you know, even though he had said, some just naturally went to hug and kihi and hongi.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a challenge, I think anyway, to what the king had said, but you know, people just naturally doing how we behave as Māori. And not only Māori, as people.
Yeah.
But as the week went on and we went through, so we have 6 pokai in a row. And as the week went on, everybody got used to it, and each marae was prepared, and it just became normal.
How many people on average would be at those gatherings?
200-300?
200 to 300.
I saw a photo of the Tūranga Waiwai one, and it looked like a lot less people, and the pie, everyone sitting down on both sides of the pie were more spread out.
Yeah, social distancing.
Yeah. So good to see they're taking that into consideration.
Yeah, so we've seen it sort of move, that the tikanga, so that was the first thing.
Aye.
And that was wide, and you had iwi, there were stories on I runga i ngā pāpāho Māori media about iwi that had sort of taken the lead. You had Te Atiawa, and then I see Ngāti Kahungunu have been great.
They took off with it, eh? They were really responsive.
Even their comms they've been putting up. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou, Ngāti Kahungunu Incorporated.
Ngā tike mata.
Yeah, so they gave some alternative, because what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
If you don't kihi hongi hariru, it does feel weird. So what have you guys been doing?
I actually mirror what the other person does to me. So if they're in the bowing motion, Che, namaste, or, you know,
Yeah.
if it's the East Coast wave, as Jacinda Dern,
Even though we know all Māori do that.
yeah, no matter what
It's like
coast,
you automatically just walk up to someone,
Yeah.
hey,
And
true,
then
true.
kind of-
You do that before you...
Yeah,
you do
you
that,
motion.
don't you?
Yeah, it's almost you motion. Yeah, che. But and there's kahununu, calling it ngā tukemata o kahununu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just really go with the flow with what people are doing.
I've been doing the bow because then I just remember to keep my hands to myself if I've got them over here.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I've done...
And there's the hama mao.
yeah, the hama
Yeah.
mao.
The hama mao's out there. Have a look up hama mao if you haven't seen it yet.
And then I like sometimes I do the hand to the heart.
Yeah.
So, bit of an Ottoman...
Ottoman, yeah.
hoi no, ko te mea nui, ko te mihi ki te tangata.
Aye.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
reo ko mate tātou ki te rāhui I etahi o ngā tikanga.
Ana.
Yeah, so we've had
And it's
to...
really, it is difficult because you just naturally, I te rātirangi, I hui mātou tō mātou tari, ka kōrero tia tēnei take. And we're like, koenei. And so we talked about this in our tari, and there's 6 of us in our tari. And mea rā wāke, ka hara mai tētahi ki tō mātou tari. Next minute, somebody comes into our office, goes straight to Eric, and they hongi, and you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro. And then Curtis, this is Curtis, and then he comes over to me, and I done the Wakanda.
The Wakanda.
So that's what I do.
Wakanda forever.
I do mine out like that.
Yeah.
So I'm crossing my arms e te iwi in front of me, like an X, and this is what I say to people that do come. I go, personal rāhui,
Kia
and they're
ora.
like, oh, and I just say, tēnā koe kia ora. Yeah.
So you put
Yeah.
up your
Yep.
bubble, eh?
Yeah, that's my border.
Yeah, that's your border.
Don't come into my
Closing the borders.
Yeah, closing the borders.
Kua kati nā ki.
Yeah.
Ko kate te kēs.
And even, just to touch on lightly, when the king did say, and people going, oh, they went, I was saying, look, King Tāwhiao back in the 1880s,
Kia ora.
1870s, 1880s, and this is how we get the king country. He instilled some rules, instituted some tikanga, and put prohibition on waipiro. And the borders of the king country were closed. If you went Māori and you didn't affiliate to those iwi within the king country, you weren't allowed in there.
Yeah.
And just recently this week, our borders were closed. So, and going back to that whakaro of borders closing and how things have progressed in terms of how our tikanga has changed, we've seen marae closing.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
How o tātou whakaro ki tērā?
Yeah, that's a hard one because marae are about sharing space. So I've seen a lot of people suggesting on Facebook that maybe marae get used for people who need to self-isolate, which I think is so contradictory when they're such shared spaces.
Yeah.
Like it's a space you come to share with other people, not isolate yourself. So I can totally understand why marae would be closing.
Ian, ko te mea nui, I roto I tēnei au e ki ana te whakatauki, ko te he tangata. Mai kore ko te tangata, ka tū ai te marae. If it wasn't for the people, there'd be no marae.
Yeah.
So I think you're taking care of everyone still if you're closing your marae.
Yeah.
Me pērā tā tātou titiro ki enei tikanga. And it's not new. If we look at the epidemics during the 1900s of the influenza, when there was a change in how we practiced our ceremonial rites towards the mate, towards our dead.
Yeah.
The tangihanga tikanga has changed. And I think people are quick to forget when we try and change tikanga again during tangihanga that they say, oh, no, it's always been like this. And it's like, well, actually it hasn't. It's quite recent that we've changed it due to the influenza epidemic. I believe at the time it was James Carroll and, of course, Te Māui Pomare that were charged I mate rātou ki te haere puta noi te motu, kia kōrero ki tēnā o ngā iwi, kia panoni ai rātou I tā rātou tikanga. So they were charged to go out throughout the motu and talk to the iwi and have them change their tikanga based on the situation at the time, which was the spreading of influenza.
Yeah.
And there was still mahi tikanga hahu. There was still exhuming at the time.
Yeah.
But, so the practices had to change due to the fact that there was spreading influenza. And they went around to instruct that tangihanga should take 3 days.
Yeah.
They should be buried in a certain area at 6 feet deep.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because the bacteria that were causing the sicknesses, they couldn't spread from the depth of the burial. So that's when their tikanga changed. People need to realise. And so that was probably one of the the first recorded adaptations of tikanga according to the law, according to ture, for the betterment of the person, of the living. Yeah.
So prior to colonisation, it was quite common to sort of dry the bones out in caves or hang from trees, eh?
Yep, and also lengthier times.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of travel, you know, it's easy, a few hours and you're at a tangihanga.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you had to travel if that person was quite an esteemed figure. They would have had a lot of people. And so sometimes there were tangi that were about weeks, months.
Yeah.
Probably be able to talk about Kingi Tawhiao's tangihanga when he was taken around from, was it Parawera, and throughout all the way to Turanga Waiwai.
Wow.
Or to, yeah.
Is that when burials came into play?
Yeah, well, apart from the Christian influence, but it was when it was actually galvanised into law, ministry, you know, health requirements that, it was a 3-day tangihanga, no longer. And some coffins weren't to be opened. Yep. Even though some did because they still wanted their ceremonial rites, and then the influenza would spread as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of places have mass graves for their influenza victims.
Yep. There's influenza victims. And even Te Puia said in the 1900s that they were to be buried as soon as. Is that right, Prani?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they just go straight to the rānehu.
Yeah, and there's, you know, those kōrero in Waikato there of barges collecting tūpapuku, you know, and you had to put them in mass burial graves to stop the spread.
Yeah.
You know, and this is only influenza, e te iwi. And if you have some more definitive facts on this time, please put them on our Facebook page.
This might be a little bit conspiracy-like, but I know that when the other people started arriving in New Zealand, they brought a whole raft of other diseases first, like measles and STIs and stuff that were killing our people.
Smallpox, you know, things that we have an immunity to these days.
Yeah.
And that happened over in the Americas when the Spanish arrived.
Yeah.
So I don't think I know what you mean when you're talking about conspiracy. I think it was an accident, but a helping tool towards their agenda.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say, I don't know if it was, I couldn't say if it was or is.
Going with that. I read something recently and they say that the only reason the 1918 flu pandemic is so widely remembered because it not only affected Māori people, but it affected the Europeans as well.
Yep.
But all those other ones prior to that, they were already killing our people. Nobody cares about those because it was only the Māori people getting it.
Yeah. So it wasn't as documented, or people weren't in Māori communities documenting it that time, or you didn't hear about it because they weren't part of the stats. Yeah.
Also, to remember those times of the flu pandemic, a lot of songs were written, and a lot of names were changed, or people started naming their children after things to remember this event. Yep.
There's I know of Kaumata's name was Refa.
Refa.
I had a nanny, her name was Kume, Auntie Kume.
Yeah.
Kume because of the from the chest, the maremares, Kume, that's what they called it. But that was during the TB belt that New Zealand went through, and she was, I remember, it was before my time, but photos of her sitting in this little shed outside at the back of my nan's house in Glen Innes, and during the 50s, she was in self-isolation. She had to stay in that shed, and my nan would take food out to her. But she has to stay in there because she had TB. So when we're coming back to 2020 and what's happening now, it's on a bigger scale, and I think it's a bigger scale because of our exposure to the world.
Yeah.
You know, we're more connected.
Yeah.
But it's when we're looking at tikanga, let's bring it back to tikanga, it does change, and it has had to change for the sake of the betterment of the iwi.
Yeah.
Ngā iwi tātou katoa te tangata.
Yeah.
So I guess so going back to the fluidity of tikanga and the reason for it. We're closing marae are closing or deciding to close. Some massive public gatherings are
Over 100 or all.
500, but I think people are not even taking a chance now
Yeah.
and just calling things off.
Yeah.
And then tangihanga. So I'm really interested to find out respectively how people are dealing with tangihanga today, because, you know, kare he wātaka tā te mate. You know,
Yeah.
You know, there's no schedule to mate, to death. So how people are handling that at the moment, you know.
And it's definitely a challenging time. So, you know, we can sit here and talk and say, oh, you know, tikanga is fluid, we can change tikanga. But when you get into a sensitive area like tangihanga, that's when we're really tested.
Kia ora.
And I don't know of any marae yet that have had to, where they've been put in the position of having to run a tangihanga at the moment during this time. I've seen e te heo nā marae ko whakairi kōrero that all hui are cancelled, but tangihanga they will assess if it comes to it.
Kia ora.
Some have said no tangihanga.
Yeah.
Have your tangi at home, but bring the tū pāpaku to the marae on the last day for a karakia before you go to the urupā.
Kia ora.
So there's still some connection there for the whānau pani and the tū pāpaku to where it's from.
Kia ora.
Before it's taken to the urupā. It's a testing time.
Yeah.
And it's not till we're put in these precarious predicaments that we test our tikanga.
Kia ora. So true, because there's emotions and stuff in there, and sometimes you can't think clearly, or you don't want to adhere to the tikanga.
Yeah.
So what are some other tikanga that we may see change?
Well, one is, if you look at a hui and say hura kōhatu,
Aye.
there's one that we got in our whānau coming up, and the kōrero at the moment is scale it down, go straight to the urupā. Our tikanga is that we have a pōwhiri at the marae first, then a service, and then we go to the urupā. There's kōrero that will just go straight to the urupā, have the hura kōhatu, and then go somewhere for a very little...
For a light...
not.
Or not,
Yeah, but something to have a whakanoa anyway.
Yeah.
But very much scaled down. And people are feeling, you know, that they're not upholding that tikanga, but I think in the times that we're in, we need to do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I can imagine you've unveiling or an occasion like a tangihanga where you may not get the time where you're usually allowed when we're not under these circumstances. But I think if you can, look at the greater good.
Yeah.
You know, and strip it back to the basics of the tikanga. As Praone said, they talking about a place to go for whakanoa. You don't need a lavish wharekai to whakanoa. You know, kia haune he mea whakanui me te whakanoa when you put on a big kai and you want to flex your hospitable arm.
Yeah.
But then perhaps it's just, I don't know, shot of whiskey each. Get your own shot glass, no lips, or, you know, maybe a bit of toast.
Yeah. Hey, better than nothing.
Better than nothing, you know, and ko te mea nui.
Mate aha.
Mate aha i tēnā.
Mate aha i tēnā. Yeah, i te pakuina te hei whakanoa.
Yeah, so you're still, you know, ticking those tikanga boxes. Maybe some of the things that might be missing is within your heart you feel you're not, you know, but it's okay. I like what Kahungunu put up. So they're going on these 4 face the challenge, ngā tairoa kupe.
Kia ora.
Which they've taken, that's from Pene Pene Te Kura, one of the famous mō tētea. Āraia, prevent, ākina, promote, akongia, educate, aratakina, lead.
Kia ora.
And then they've got tangihanga. It's okay to send a whānau rep as opposed to everyone going.
Yep.
It's okay to shorten the duration of the tangi. It's okay to utilise technology as opposed to having to be there in person. Manaakitanga, it's okay to not offer traditional hospitality at these times, including hākari.
Kia ora.
And you know, it's just these make people feel better.
Yeah.
You know, that they're in a, you know, that we're in this difficult time of making decisions, hard times, hard tikanga.
Yeah. And on saying that, when people are putting comms out, make sure you follow the proper comms, You know, there's a lot of stirring out there, and it's natural. People are speculating and worrying, and these are all natural behaviours of humans. But yeah, make sure that you're reading and you're educating yourself from reputable sources. You know, we're having little yarns about conspiracy theories, but those things you can't help. You know, whether they're true or not. You know, try not to bog yourself down with that stuff. Actually, occupy yourself with the day-to-day activities that you're able to do.
Yeah.
The easy things like washing your hands, abiding by tikanga, and abiding by the borders of that other people put up.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best you can do. And that's all, I guess that's all everyone else is asking for, is that you're doing your best.
Yeah.
Or you're mindful of what you're doing. And you're respectful towards the wishes of others. You know, that's the best you can do. And to worry too much is not very good.
No.
It's not going to get you anywhere,
It's going to stress yourself out.
You're going to stress yourself out. We're a social species. And I think in communities and in society now, we can feel that. We can all feel, we can all sense the angst or the paranoia. And of course, it's the basis of all those is fear. But if we can use a bit of compassion, you know, some compassion, some sensibility, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get through this, whatever it is. You know.
I mean, the borders might be closed and you might have to stay home.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of things you can still do.
Yeah. There might be a good disconnect and some self-reflection, you know.
Definitely. Some
self-reflection for everything, for the way that we are. And actually, to be grateful that we're in a time when we have medicine and technology to take care of us. You know, we look back at the smallpox, look back at the measles.
Yeah, we're lucky with technology that the message can get spread so quickly.
Yeah. And also medicine to react so fast in comparison to epidemics and pandemics that have happened in previous years. So that's all I ask. Look at the right information. Go by government certified information, reputable information. Stay away from social media in terms of the toxicity that can happen on social media. Be sensible. Yeah.
What other tikanga do you guys predict could get changed?
Good question.
Hard to foresee at the moment, but I think the general guidelines of, you create a guidelines or a framework, calling framework for tikanga, the kawa, and I think that'll be what would help us rearrange tikanga within. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to foresee, but I think if you have a general idea of tikanga now or the way that it's been changed, then it would help apply to any foreseeable or unforeseeable circumstances. Yeah, so no, I don't know.
Okay,
in short,
that means you don't know.
No, because I at this moment I can't foresee anything else that hasn't been addressed.
Well, what about, there's quite a hot topic at the moment, kapahaka regionals. Yeah, we have already had a few undertake the new guidelines of only performing to the judges. Yeah, and now there's talks of postponing the other ones.
Yeah. Kia hau nei, tuatai e aroha nui ana ki ngā kaihaka me ngā tima rawa no kia tū. Rawa rānei ka tū. For those that are yet to stand, or perhaps for those that aren't going to be able to stand, based on our current situations. Engari, kia hau nei, ko te oranga o te tangata te mea nui.
Yeah.
And there's a whakatauaki from one of my tupuna, te rohe. He went out to battle and he saw that the battle was already lost. And he said to his men, he toa no te whati. There's valor and discretion, meaning let us kick back, because this battle is lost and will be all in vain if we're to join the rough.
Yeah.
Let us fight. Let us live to fight another day.
Yeah.
No reira, he toa no to te whati.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I think about the whakataitai. It's when it comes to the health and well-being of others, it's not really that important.
Yeah.
And engari, koina oku ake whakaaro. Engari, e aroha nui ana ki ngā kaihaka, ko roa nei e whakaharatai ana, e whakangungu ana, ko wana ake o rātou whakaaro ki te whakaputa i a rātou mahi. Engari, he toa no te whati.
Yeah.
Tō te whati. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, performing to the judges, that's a good way to keep it going, because like you can live stream everything these days and you get a really good view. But then, because my partner's in a kapa, and I was just yesterday, of all these massive updates this week, started thinking, oh gosh, I don't feel safe him going to noho and you're in close confinement with like 50 other people every weekend.
Yeah,
it's hard work, you're sweating.
Yeah, it's not just the whakataita, it's the build-up.
Yeah.
It's the build-up,
And what groups have to do to be competition ready.
Yeah.
And so all of that is being taken into account, I'm sure, by the different... Well, we won.
Yes, I just saw the pānui.
Yep, that we've postponed until August.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
And hopefully we're on the other side of the curve.
Yeah.
Or things are flattened out, and I'm sure me kare koe te moe hea te tikanga o tērā, wow. You must be been under a rock the past few weeks.
Or isolating before.
And that's why we made that call. And ko te ora te mātā mua, ko te whakataita te mātā muri.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
Yeah. So definitely, but yeah, rohe, particularly the rohe that still have to have their regionals, not so much the ones that have had theirs. 2 weeks ago we were in the spot, and it's changing hourly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are big calls that rohe have had to make, but you've got the competition rules over here, and being able to do the things to be able to qualify for te matatini. I know in the kapaka community it's on the back of some people already articulating their thoughts about matatini.
Yeah.
And that's next year. Hoi anō, mō ngā whakataitai ārohe, those are some things that we've just had to do.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
It's for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah, it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about, even with a scaled down event of having cleaners come in after groups gone out of their changing bay to wipe the area down.
Yeah, the stage.
The stage, all of that.
What things that, yeah.
Do you think there's a place for rongoa to come back with a vengeance?
I think so, but I would welcome some thorough scientific and chemist backing
Yeah.
information. Nā te mea ko oku whakaro nei, nō tā wāhi tēnei mate. Nō reira, ko ngā mea, ngā rongoa Māori ake nei, ngā Māori, ngā rongoa taketake o tēnei iwi, e tai ana tēnei mate uruta te aha rānei, te whakaea, te whakaora, te whakamate rānei. So are our indigenous plants able to battle that?
Yeah.
That's my pātai.
Yeah.
That's my pātai, because this is an introduced virus. Does our rongoa, our natural rongoa, have the properties or the chemical compounds that can battle that?
Yeah, it's interesting you talk about our traditional practices. Rongoa, karakia is the other one.
Kia ora.
Although we know mass gatherings for karakia.
Well, I'm more talking about back in the day, we had particular karakia for particular mate.
Ai.
You had a karakia for, there were different whai.
Kia ora.
And, but, he mate anō tēnei, he mate no tawhiti.
No tawhiti, ai.
Ana I mohe o tātou tūpuna I tō rātou na wā. Ana I pēnei anō hoki mai ki te tikanga. So, but karakia, what I wanted to talk about is that we need to look after our spiritual well-being.
Kia ora, tika.
As well. And part of that too is being happy.
Ai.
Yeah.
So, with all of this stuff going on, like don't hui and don't, I feel for the rangatai whose national competitions kura tuarua got cancelled. Was meant to be in July. We need to find things still be happy.
Ai.
Kia piki o tātou wairua.
Kia ora.
Me o tātou whakaro. No reira, koina. And actually, I had a post up here from Mataia. You're getting a plug, Mataia, on Taringa. And sums up really where we are at this time, saying, I'm glad people have now come to the realisation that tikanga is adaptable. Now let's stay in this space and think of other things that should be altered for the greater good of the people.
Kia ora. Yeah, I read that the other day. Good point, Mataia.
And koina te ao e noho nei tātou.
Ai, koina te ao e noho nei tātou. Kia kaua tātou e whakakōhatu I etahi tikanga.
Can I just say though, there's been a few really good things happening now that everybody's kind of in a bit of isolation.
Yep.
You know, there's the environment.
Aye.
It's had such a positive impact on the environment.
Yes.
The satellites, you can look at those ones that show the amount of pollution going around in the
Smog,
atmosphere.
air pollution, yeah.
And so China's has, ever since they've been shut down, it's dramatically reduced.
Yep.
Like they're seeing proper blue skies for the first time.
Yep.
Italy's Venice canals are clear.
Yeah, we're clearing up.
Yeah.
When I was there, they were murky as.
Nō reira, ko wai te tino mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, ko wai te tino mate. Koina
Yeah.
te pātai. And it is reflective of, probably getting out of scope here, but it is reflective of the way that we live, you know, as human beings and our effect on the world. And we
Consumerists. as you were
consumerism,
saying.
yeah. We live a life of luxury and convenience.
Yeah.
Kia haune, koina pēr te utu o tā tātou noho I roto I tēnei ao. Perhaps this is the price that we pay for the way that we sit. And populations, health populations, yeah. So, you know, koina te utu pēr.
Ai.
And then hara I te mea me mate te tangata, ingari, koina pēr te utu. This is the price that we pay for living this way.
O ko tētahi me hei kōrero whakamutinga, tino
Kia ora.
whakamutinga tēnei. Ki mi hia ngā painga
Kia
o
ora.
roto I te mate. He ora I roto I te mate.
Kia ora.
You know, speaking for myself, lots of hui have been cancelled.
Same.
And even though that's happened, it means that I've got to spend some quality time at home.
yeah.
We've had to explore, you know, we've been using Zoom a lot. Oh, I've been using Zoom for a long time now, but a lot of people have been pushed into that space and they've realised, well, we can have our hui on Zoom.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are reading more because
Yeah.
they've got some time.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are working on their gardens.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
and
getting
the
into the
mara.
garden,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nō
man.
reira, he painga anei ngā etahi o ngā painga.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
He tino painga, tēnā, because some people are returning back to what
To
has always,
basics.
what's
Which
always
is
been under your
mean.
nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's in the absence of something that you appreciate what you do have or what you had.
Yeah.
Ana. Nō reira, e te iwi, if you have any more to add to this discussion, o I runga I te pukamata on our social media, then ana, haere ki Taringa. And blessings to you all. Ana
Kia
ki
ora.
a tātou katoa.
Kia ora.
Ana I roto I tērā whakaro, ko te waiata o te wiki.
Ai, nō reira, ko tā tātou waiata mō tēnei wiki, and I love this waiata. Even it was born out of ihu mātau.
Yeah.
But the message is so great for this time and being. It's called Kamanu from Belakalolo,
Rob Ruha. Macy Rika.
Macy, Real Halls in
Yeah,
there,
Ria.
and Troy Kingi. And also, I think it was Seth
Hapu.
Hapu. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa. Thank you for letting us use this waiata, because it has such a great message. E te hunga whakapono iti, O thee who has little faith.
Oh, ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith, as I've been corrected. O ye of little faith. What's the next word?
Oh,
E
Magic
te-
Polder. She's in it too.
Magic Polder.
Don't want to miss anyone out.
I can't miss anyone out, because this is a great song for now. And it's just talking about being resilient, you
Yeah.
know, and having faith and belief
Yeah.
in these times, in these troubled times. Nō reira, whakarongo mai, ka mānu. Ka manu tonu e tā, e tā.
They writ that in a matter of like 24 hours and got it all recorded and everything.
Yep, they writ that, all right.
I don't, you know.
They wrote it, man. They wrote it.
Composed it.
They composed it.
If you look in our show notes,
there's
going to be a link to the YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to have the YouTube link to that song, Ka Manu, but within the notes below,
in the comments.
Yeah, in the comments, the lyrics to that song is there, and it also has a great translation to it.
Yeah.
But it's just things talk about resilience and having faith in things. I think having faith in the human spirit. The human spirit of survival and compassion. E te iwi, compassion.
And common sense.
Common sense. Koe nā pū hoki. So lightning may flash, illuminate the heavens above, sending rolling thunder below. Resounding, trembling. Thou overcome with fear, ascend, prevail, lead, sing. It's one of the parts in the translation.
Lyrical masterminds. I could never come up with something like that.
Ye of little faith, walk forth with ease upon the great ocean. So, he kōrero whakatepe?
Taku kōrero whakatepe, tiakina te ora.
Kia ora.
Haumaru tia te iwi, whakaaro nui ki te whānau.
Kuia.
Ngā manaakitanga ki runga ki a tātou katoa. Kau e rori rori.
Kau e rori rori.
Kau e rori rori.
Yeah. Kia manawa nui.
Ana, kia manawa nui. Ana. And you know, chicken on your kaumātua.
Yes.
Just give them a ring.
Phone call.
Yeah.
Or through the window.
Ana.
And on that too, mātua ma, parents, your tamariki are watching how you handle these times. Remember, you are the teachers of behavior. So when you are, if you're a parent and you're stressing out about what's happening, just remember they're taking in and they are learning how to react in times like this, or how they react towards others. No reira, koe nā tāku.
Don't go crazy at the supermarkets.
Don't go cray-cray, man. You don't need that much bread. You were going to go on a diet before this happens, so you don't need this bread.
Kia haumaru e te iwi.
Ana, hei kona maira.
Hei kona maira.
Tahuri mai ki yo, whakarongo ki te tangi a te kori mako. Kōrero flowing at the hook force, kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te, kaupapa tino whakahira hira, whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody. Kani move that body, kani move that body.
Taringa. He mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa, nā te māngai pāho I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.